All right, well, let's get rolling. We got more people, which means a lot more people are closer, so I got to stand back towards against the wall, which is good. All right, well, welcome. Thank you guys for coming. Telling you guys right now, this is all the advertisement and promotion. I could keep pushing. I could keep messaging and text personal messages and videos, but this is, what it takes to get people together. And I think I want to take this opportunity to kind of have a quick huddle. You know what I mean? We're all here together. We're all, it doesn't, in person, it's nice to have you guys here to get us going. So, man, quarter two, it's been going crazy. You guys been excited? Look, we got Blanky. Blanky just got her second deal accepted. We got, Jennifer just got her another deal right there. Who else just got some deals? Daniel just got the $4 million. Madison just got a second deal. So Leo just closing his first deal. So you guys can see it's the traction is happening. I saw Chelsea just got an offer accepted. So things are moving. We just closed escrow yesterday. So, it's dude, I've been saying this for the last couple years, but I'm like, man, are we over the hump? Are we there? Are we getting closer? All this work, all this building, all this, have we finally made it? Is the light at the end of the tunnel? And it sure goddamn looks like it. It looks way better than it did last year at this time. And so I think as long as the rates hold steady, I'm talking about the months that you guys are gonna have are gonna be some of the biggest months you guys have ever had in your life. I'm talking about $20,000 months, $30,000 months, $40,000 months in your bank accounts. And so I think that's what you want to get excited for. Not the grind. The grind is, what gets you that. But I think at the end of the day, it's nice when you could have some money in your account that way, right? And then do it again and do it again. And it doesn't stop. It could keep going and keep rolling. That's when moves are happening. Yeah, you're paying bills. But we don't want to just be here to pay bills because that's where you could go get another job or be at your other job and paying bills. We're not here to pay bills. We're here to build our life and grow, So big announcement. I've already kind of threw this out there because I knew about this for a while now, but EXP just launched a huge email and they just announced it everywhere on social media platforms. I kind of want to just break it down again, what this means. EXP is continuing to build and grow and just, be the trailblazers that they are. And, it's not always, I never really talk about our brokerage. I never talk about EXP that much. I'm really let's hone in on us and us growing and, but the platforms and, leveraging Fast Forward Movement Group. But this system or this setup that they just built out is definitely a game changer, which is you're going to start to see a lot of people come over to EXP. They are now allowing co-sponsorships. So what that means is if you guys don't understand what RevShare is basically when you invite somebody over that wants to be a part of our team or just be a part of EXP, you're gonna get a piece of what EXP makes out of that cap that, that you're paying in. So that cap that you're paying into EXP, which for us is $4,000, but for some it's $16,000 if you're solo, you're getting a piece of that. And the downline that you have, right? So we partnered with the right people on purpose. But there's a lot of agents that are here on our team that aren't even under me, and it doesn't even matter, but that's where the game changes. Because there's been a lot of people that have people under them that we don't benefit, as far as EXP and the RevShare stuff, but this is now allowing us for us all to benefit no matter who the sponsorships are. Because what that means is now, what if you have somebody that is thinking about joining, they want to join under, somebody else, but they like you, guess what? They get both. There's some details in that, but who's the first level, who's the second level, but bottom line, we're benefiting both ways. And I think that's a huge announcement. So just so you guys are kind of aware of how that works. So if you guys ever have anybody that's thinking about it or even talks about it, it'll be oh yeah, man, have me help. And if you got some big fish on the line with team leaders or big producers, we have ammunition to help talk to them. We got big dogs. I easily could quickly do a lunch with Kenny. We got Kyle Whistle, Dan Beer, Curtis Johnson, the biggest people at EXP to hop on a call. I could text them right now and they'll be quick to help us get somebody over. team or no team. Like, it doesn't matter, right? So I just want to share that. It's huge because, I mean, I think just this year alone, I've made over $20,000, I think, just in rev share. And I haven't even recruited, except for I'm just building the team. So it's just extra pay of stuff that you don't even have to do anything extra. It's stuff that we're already doing. You know what I mean? So, what was the other thing I wanted to hit on? And I'd have thought coming over here, we have a Fairfield office. There's a huge training room over there. Awesome, free snacks, all this other good stuff. But I was thinking we should start doing some master classes in our Fairfield office. I wanted to kind of see, you guys down for that? We can start switching it up.
I like the
Yeah. I mean, they like, it's a little more developed, right? Like, they got, you know, tables, chairs, rows. They have a huge room where it could do 50 plus people, and you have your own little table and chairs and TVs on the wall to present. So I think we'll plan a big one, our next big one that we do. The thing is, like, look, we're not just trying to do these master classes just to do them. Like, you know, like, I put a lot of time and detail because I want to make sure, like, if you guys come and drive all the way over here and sit here for an hour or so, like, you guys are going to get some good stuff. Like, you know, I'm not trying to just do this just to do this, just to say we did it. You know what I mean? So, like, anytime that we're trying to bring in some, like, we're looking at some marketing and branding, and so we're starting to talk to some big people that are not just on our team, but like people that are big in branding and marketing, and bring them in to train on stuff like that. So, okay, the last thing, accountability. I think you guys are tired of us talking about accountability. So this is the last time, you know, I say anything about that. I think it's more so of, do you guys want to win? Can we help you win? Can we help you, like, win to get you to where you guys want to be? And that's the mindset of where it's like, look, we're not trying to, like, do certain things and change things up or whatever that is. It's like, dude, we're here to do what it takes. Like, you guys see a lot of agents around you that are sitting right next to you that are having success. And it's not that they're doing anything different than what we're already talking about and what we need to do. It's more so of like, dude, they're just executing. They're doing what it takes to be able to succeed in this life, right? And so that's where it's more so of like, dude, it's out of care. And, you know, that's where it's like, dude, some of the things that we say, the emails, the texts or whatever, like the calling, like calling people out, like, you know, one-on-one, it's more of like, hey, how can we help you get to where you want to be, right? Like, that's really, accountability is just a form of love. And that's, you can't take it one way or another, you know what I mean? You can't, like, take it like, damn, they're keep being on top of me, they're pushing me, like, dude, I get it. I was on a team for 9 years. So, like, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this motherfucker's like, he keeps, like, talking to me and telling me, but I learn, I grow, you know, and it's pushing you to be uncomfortable to get to where you want to be. You got to get uncomfortable. You can't keep doing what you like to do, because, like, if you're not seeing the results, then why do you keep doing that? We know what to do. Like, you guys see what other people are doing. Like, it's all about just getting to work and executing. So that's all I wanted to kind of share real fast. Let's talk about some March Madness.
March Madness. Who is excited to see who won the March Madness? Anybody? Well, I'm excited, even though I didn't win. I can tell you it's in between a female and a male. Does that give us a clue who it is? Mario. I don't know, female and a male. But I can tell you these two individuals that were like, oh my God, who is it going to be? They both were on top of the stuff, slowly but surely. They kept going. And I think it's the small steps that everyone needs to make sure that they take, right? It's not just one day I did the 250 calls, which is now 60. It's literally every single day. And I think the biggest thing is creating that habit. We're not doing this to, like, oh, we want to give out all these things. Of course we're giving, we want to give the things out. But it's making sure we create that habit, again, for that accountability to see you guys grow in success. So with that said.
One thing too is just to kind of like talk about that real quick. You guys, we're number 5 right now in California at EXP. So we're not Like that's out of EXP. EXP is one of the biggest, we are the biggest company in the country, right? So California, I think, has over 9,000 EXP agents. We are ranked 5. And like I'm not stopping. So like that's why it's like, let's go. Hey, let's keep this pushing. Like, why not? Like, so.
So here is week 1. We're breaking it down. I swear, Ashley, I thought you were going to win. What happened? What happened? I didn't see you week 4. So Paul's over 3 stars in Shiloh. You guys can see. I like this. It's kind of like a tic-tac-toe, huh? And then calls made, right? And then basically, VRBCs, I think, was one of the biggest struggles. I think not just for the team, but everyone is having the struggles. And we're going to have this conversation where we'll have a masterclass on it. But I feel like this was one of the easiest ones we could have done. But you guys just kind of see. And I think you guys see the faces that are mostly up there. It was between those 2 agents. And we'll see. Drum rolls.
$50. Each time you see a face, that's $50. So they just 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. All right. So, and here we go.
Is it $50 a face?
So category winners.
These are category winners, okay?
This is overall. This is for out of all 4 weeks. So this is $250. So you had $50 on the last page, and now you add another $250 on this page. So Mario, as you can see, he just won a couple $100 just right there.
Mario's our biggest winner. So we went into points, right? And we categorized everything into points, and he came out with the most points. Mario, come on, Mario. So congratulations. And I have to say that it's not just been through March Madness that I've seen Mario. Here, we want the live person right here. So it's not just through March Madness. It's literally, ever since he joined the team, he's been so consistent and dedicated. With his son or without his son, he's here, he's showing property, he's making those calls, he's doing those follow-ups, submitting those BRBCs sometimes. But that's what it takes, right? So that small step gives you into a big win. So he just won literally 1 full month with Coach Pipes, just training him individually. So the value of that's over $6,000 just in value, where he can make it grow to have one of his best years ever.
Plus like what, $1,000 almost? Like you're about to have $1,000 cash right now. So.
Anything you have to say? I mean, was it hard? Was it easy? Is something you were already doing? You were just implementing it? I mean, what were any changes that you made?
I want to say essentially it was just since the whole time I've been here, it's been kind of like a learning process, a curve, where just creating new habits and just getting out of the mindset that I was previously before joining the team, and just I think just continuing to grow, taking on this new technology, but just giving into the process and just trusting in the process and seeing what a lot of the ones that are succeeding, and just putting myself in that mindset where just going all in and just trusting the process. So for me, it's been a gradual incline. So yeah.
The thing is too, this is just the process, right? This is the grind that is the hard part. What's the result of this? How many sales do you have right now? Like in contract, like dude, you just got what, two, 3, like.
Yeah, I would say 2.5 for the year. That one contract, and I got like maybe 5 pre-approved buyers that are actively shopping as well.
That's the result, right? Like this is the grind. You're here for the result, but you got to go through this.
And maybe some potential listings, just people talking to as well that came in as buyers, and they brought up the fact of selling as well.
Awesome.
Congrats on that.
Cool.
Now, I think I want some feedback. Did you guys like the March Madness? Do you guys like the whole competition thing? Yes? No? I just hear, I like the competition. Yeah? Friendly competition?
Motivation.
Motivation? Got it? what I want to see is everybody participating in it. We can definitely do more of these things, but I want to see more participate so we can have more winners. Can I get a yes to that?
Yes.
Take it away.
Yeah. Gift cards to 5-star Shiloh people. Who likes Shiloh so far? We've had it for a month. Is it helping you guys? Like, I'm telling you, like, dinners and lunches and conference calls and Zooms with all these CEOs trying to navigate and try to pick the best programs and not just go with shiny objects that look cool. It's more of like what's actually going to help us grow. But Shiloh, I think, is definitely an innovator. How has it helped you guys? Like, anybody? Ashley, how has it helped you?
I actually really like Shiloh for two different reasons. Specifically, when the call is over, when you could go back and read the notes on what you can improve on. I personally like that because it helps me apply just that note to my other calls. But I also like the fact that it keeps track and suggests the next follow-up task, and then you can put your own touch and spin on that when you do reconnect and follow up with that lead. So I like that about Shiloh.
Anybody else want to share feedback? Who else had? Cool. All right, so this go ahead.
Sure. With Shiloh, it's actually helped me improve so much in terms of like when I'm making the calls, even if I'm leaving the voicemail. It's just like the way I kind of word it and just pausing more often versus saying a lot of because that would be something that the AI would always tell me. But essentially just better overall message, whether I'm actually speaking to the person or just leaving a voicemail. It's helped me out a lot. Where I've switched up the way I kind of talk as well. So, but I love it.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning of Shiloh. That's why I like kind of like the reason why we picked Rooster, because it's very like the beginning stages and the growth is like there's already like some other companies out there, but like I feel like they're kind of like already hit that ceiling. Like I feel like we've picked some companies that are like trailblazers, and so like Shiloh this week, I think by Friday they just told us that I put a post on Slack that you're literally going to be able to role play now with the call that you just had. Like you're going to have an AI that talks like that person, and you're going to like repeat that call to get better at it. So like let's say you just had an objection, you're like, damn, how could I get better at that objection? You could literally call that person again and like redo. So crazy, like, and that's just the beginning of it. So 5 stars. I think Jeremy, I saw you had one. I think you had one. Where'd Blanky go? Oh, you had 2. So if you guys don't know, this is going to go on for a long time. $5 gift cards, free Starbucks. You have one? Anybody else had who else has some? Joanna? Anybody else? If you're missing one, I got them in the thing. All right, cool. All right, Kristen. You guys don't know, that's helping us with food and coffee and drinks and home warranties and all that good stuff. You guys don't know, this is Kristen. So I wanted to bring her up real fast just to like put her up here because she's helping with food and stuff like that, right? But I also like, there's a really cool seller that kind of ties in with what we're going to talk about. Are you guys okay to go over a little time? Like I know that we say an hour, but I knew today was going to be a little bit longer. So if you got to go, like it's all good. No hurt feelings. But there's a really cool program that ties in with what we're going to talk about today. There's a home warranty that's for homeowners that are selling a home. So wanted her to kind of talk about that. So.
Hi, everybody. Kristen Gutierrez, Board of Public Home Protection. Real quick, I wanted to let you guys know. So my territory is Solano County, and I have West County. Tracy Harrington, who is my partner, she has the rest of so some of you work with Tracy, some of you work with me. I don't know today, but you guys have an opportunity to meet Tracy. So between the two of us, we should have you covered, and you should always be able to get to know. So generally, when you guys think about home warranties, you think about, I would imagine, coverage for the home buyer. Is that right? So Bill asked me to talk about seller's coverage, and I don't know if anyone's ever heard of seller's coverage, but we have seller's coverage. So if you've got a property and you're getting ready to list it, and you're talking to your home sellers, it's a good thing to bring up because it covers the house, the systems and appliances, should something fail during the escrow period. So once you've got a signed contract, you can call me and we can put seller's coverage on it. It's less than $2 a day. It's like $1.70 a day. So we prorate that once it closes. Now something to keep in mind, seller's coverage is I want to call it an accommodation, if you will, to the buyer's plan. So we don't sell stand-alone seller's coverage. You have to sell it in conjunction with the buyer's plan. But what this does is if you get in contract, someone writes an offer, and they say that they want a home warranty, you let them know, hey, we've got seller's coverage in place with Old Republic Home Protection. When that person moves in from day one, we know that that home's been covered during the whole escrow period, and now it's covered after close of escrow. So there aren't a lot of questions for claims because we know that home's been protected. So let's say you get the listing, they're doing their dishes, and the dishwasher goes out. You would call, we'd send somebody out, and we'd go ahead and either repair or replace the dishwasher. They pay the trade call fee. And then, like I said, at the end of escrow, when it closes, we're gonna charge the buyer's plan, so maybe that $700 of buyer's coverage, and then we're gonna charge you that $1.75, and I think it's $1.64 to be exact, per day for the seller's plan. And escrow will see on there, you're gonna call me and let me know, hey, we're in contract, we've got a buyer, I'm gonna put the buyer information in there, I'm gonna put the escrow information, we're gonna get the close of escrow date, and we're gonna prorate the seller's coverage, and then the buyer's plan, and then we're gonna charge it through escrow. Does that make sense? One thing I do like to point out is that with the seller's plan, you can't get optional coverage. So the systems and appliances that are kind of built into the house are covered. We don't cover the washer, the dryer, the kitchen refrigerator, and you can't add coverage for like a pool or anything that would be optional. So it's the core base plan. And then the one of the things that is different is the limitation on the HVAC system. So ductwork is limited to $500. If you do the silver plan, which I don't recommend ever, but if you do, $500 is also the limit for the heating and air conditioning. But if you do the gold plan, then the limit's $1,500. And then all of the other systems and appliances will be covered. So your plumbing, your electrical, your built-in kitchen appliances. Does that make sense? So it's something that a lot of agents don't talk about. So if you're in a listing presentation and you kind of bring this to the table, you know, it's something that could set you apart. That you know about this, you're educating the home seller that this is available to them. Should a system or appliance fail during close of escrow, it's not going to hold up the close because we're going to get somebody out there and fix it.
What do you think we could like use to benefit that on an appointment? Like as far as like, hey, we'll cover your first 30 days. You know, something like that. Like, hey, when you work with us, you hire us. Like, we want to make sure that nothing like out of nowhere comes up. So like, we'll cover the first 30 days, which is $30, or you know whatever.
Probably $45, $50.
Yeah, so $45, $50. But like, just you saying that, like, I mean.
So now let me take this a little bit further because
Yeah.
you say, hey, I'm going to cover this for 30 days. If something happens and the contract cancels for some reason, or if they didn't use the plan, you're going to call me and cancel it, we're not going to charge you. So there's that. If at any time during the transaction, let's say that you do get a buyer and they say, oh, we don't want Old Republic, we want a different home warranty company, you call me right away and we're going to cancel it. Because we don't do standalone seller's coverage. We also don't charge you. So if you don't, unless you use it, then we'll charge you the per day rate. So You
Awesome.
could absolutely say, hey, I'm gonna cover 30 days, and if it goes to 45, they pay between 30 and 45 days. And the escrow officer, you tell them, they can go ahead and divvy up all those charges for you.
Yep. Cool. If you guys have questions, she's here. She's gonna be here, and she could always reach out to her. And she's on our Slack. So we created a home warranty Slack.
I don't know if I'm doing
So,
it right.
yes.
I have no idea.
She put a tip on Monday, so I saw it.
Did I? Could you see it?
Yeah.
All right, and then I do have a flyer about seller's coverage and then like a frequently asked questions. I didn't print them all off, but I am happy to email you guys these. I mean, it's better to have it on email, I think, anyway. So let me know if you want these.
Put it in your folder when you're on your way to the listing presentation.
Yeah,
Something to stuff. Cool. Thanks, Kristen.
thank you.
Okay, let's get into the stuff you're here for. Let's get some listings. Well, we're all here for all this stuff. We're here for you too, Kristen. All right, so I'm gonna try to go through this. I was trying to keep this as simple as possible. My goal is just like a lot of you guys have shadowed me. Some of you guys want to shadow me, and I was like, man, how could I kind of bring that to the table of like, let's walk through it right now, right? Like I'm gonna show you guys the entire process of like kind of like hold my mindset of like walking through the door. This is who I am. This is what we talk about. But I also want to start at the beginning of like how do you even get to be at a door of somebody that wants to sell a home. So I want to like talk about like how to even get a seller lead and how to even get to that. But I also want to talk about, this is very common right now. We have more expired listings and more canceled listings than ever before. And so I don't want you to have any of those because that sucks. And so I want to make sure that if you get a listing, we're actually able to close them. I don't think I've ever not closed a listing. Very, very, very rare. Very rare for me to take a listing and not close a listing. And most of the times it's because of a seller. Me and Isha just had a situation right now. So we fired them before we got to the point, right? So I think it's just, be aware of that because there's a lot of people that look cool on social media with listings, but then they don't sell them. And then like, how cool is your bank account? Right? So, so my objective is just make sure you guys kind of like see the whole process. This is kind of the overview, but we're going to go over it all. Janine has been amazing. Let me just tell you, like ChatGPT, my brain, and Janine is into this. So, like that's where leverage ChatGPT, like I'll throw up at it, right? Like everything in my mind, my head, and like, even though that you learn ChatGPT, like it still takes, this is probably, I put 2, 3, 4 hours into this, like using ChatGPT to like make it the way I like it. You know what I mean? So like that's where the more I use it, the more it knows who I am and what I want to talk about. So it's faster. So, Precious, you good? All right. We're going to go over all this. Don't worry. So, I mean, look, the thing is, it's listings, right? Like we want to make sure that we're mastering listings and we know why we want listings. And one of the things to talk about is, as far as like listings, it's like, dude, what we're going to kind of talk about a little bit is leveraging listings to get more listings and to get more buyers. And that's why people want listings is because, you know, with buyers, you kind of like work that buyer and that's it. With a listing, you have opportunities to generate more business from that listing. And like you leverage it and like you're able to get like open houses, right? You're able to get sign calls, people driving by and they call your phone number. Hey, you know, like that's a lead. You get just opportunities. Like you get people that are like, hey, you know, they'll send you a DM. Hey, what's the price of that home? Hey, where's that home located at? Hey, that's a lead. Like I would convert those all day. Those are social media stuff, right? So that's why. So there's a ton of listing lead generation systems out there. I'm gonna go over what I work on and what I do, right? Like you go door knocking, you go do all these other things. I'm gonna talk about what I do and how like I leverage these different systems, but you guys already know who I am. Like I'm digital in the digital world. I don't do paper stuff. I don't do door knocking. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't work. I want you guys to go out there and get your farm but I use the digital space where I know where I could put that same amount of work in and reach 10x the amount of people than what somebody else would if they were to send out a mailer. And it's the cost, right? So, you know, it's kind of like, I talk about it all the time. It's what you put out there, what you show, who you are, what you talk about is what you produce. It's what comes back. And there's a lot of you guys that have been going on listing appointments. I just talked about Hector yesterday. Like Hector just went and got a listing appointment. I'm like, bro, all you posted was a quick little coming soon. Like I was like, talk about what you're doing. Like show off who you are and what you're doing and why you're helping somebody. Like the more you are talking about who you are, what you do, and why somebody would work with you, the more somebody's gonna like know who you are and want to work with you, right? Like that, doesn't that make sense? Like as far as, because everybody's like doing just solds or just pendings or coming soons or, so like show the process. Like really like everything that you guys do, like with buyer appointments, like you every time you guys have a buyer consultation, take a picture of a blank chair that nobody's there for, not even there yet, and just say, I have a buyer consultation with a first-time home buyer looking in this city. Can't wait to get them started. And now you're out, so with sellers, it's the same thing. Like you guys see me all the time, and like Eric's gone with me on a couple listing appointments. Drew's came, like I'll do a quick little 5-second video, and it's not just to show off like we're doing a listing. No, I'm trying to attract other sellers. Like, hey, we're at a listing appointment right now. We're gonna go meet with this client. They're looking to sell and buy. We're over in this city. Let's get it. Like I'll just quickly, and then boom, that's a little story, right? So, and then somebody that's watching that, now they're gonna see, oh, coming soon, right? I'll do the coming soon post. And now I'll also start to talk about what we're doing to get the place ready. How are we getting it fixed up? How are we, like that's, like the more you guys are showing off who you are and what you're doing and the process, like don't cut out the process. The toughest part, I was just talking to Daniel about this, is remembering and building a habit of making sure you guys get your cameras out and just record some clips. Mario's gotten really good at this. Mario's gotten he's gotten really good at clips, but he's not sitting there like posting right away. He's just collecting the database, like the library. Like I have so many photos and videos in my phone that I don't even use. But like there is some stuff in there that I have that I know I could use, because the more I use it, the more I'm attracting whoever I'm trying to attract. You guys see that? So I think that's where like you guys want sellers, talk to sellers. And the more sellers you guys talk to, guess what? The more of a chance people are gonna start reaching out to you. But you gotta do it consistent. You can't just like sometimes like, oh, I'm gonna come to a listing video and put out a listing video and then not do anything for a month or two. You know what I mean? Like nobody even saw that listing video. Maybe like a handful of people. You have to consistently, like over and over again. And so like when I do media days or if I'm doing certain things, like I make sure like, okay, I need to put out content for buyers, I need to put content out for a seller, and I need to put content out for agents. That's my game plan. So if I were you guys want sellers, guess what you guys need to put out? Seller content. So over and over and over and over again. And I'm talking about like, and the omni-channel approach and like the multi-touch approach, like all of these different things, you gotta be on everything and everywhere. Because this will help you when you guys go sign up for a Hercules event and go have a booth, and now they see you in person. Or whatever city you guys wanna go work in. You guys have like a little, like they're doing a 4th of July thing, get a booth. Boom, now you have a booth, you're talking about sellers, they see you in person, you're offering a TV, a raffle, but now they're also seeing you on social media posting a listing video. They see that, right? And like Google, you guys should all have your Google business pages, and you guys could all run Google ads for so cheap. Like, I think it's not scary, but it's like, if you don't know, it's hard, but like if you like just dive into it and like Google, how do you make a Google ad? Like you could literally say, like you could start running ads on like sell your home for top dollar and then like have it linked to your accounts. Like, so, right? Like you leverage all of these platforms, all of these systems. And like, that's where it's like, it's not about just that one video that you do. It's not about that one event that you do. It's not about, it's all that you do. If that makes sense. Like it's the consistency of just pushing out that content. So that's what I want to talk about. Like you want to generate seller leads. Like that's how you do it. There's so many other ways, but I'm just telling you what I do in the easiest way that I feel is the easiest way and like the cost effective approach and the least amount of hours you have to work to get the same in return. That makes sense? Now you could go cold call. You could get a list of expireds. You could door knock your neighborhood. Here's the thing about door knocking. You have to door knock the same houses over and over again every month for a year. Don't try to just like hope and guess that you're gonna go and try to meet with these. Like, they need to see you over and over again. You gotta build that brand because you don't know who's ready to sell when they're ready to sell. That's why we follow up, because you don't know when they're ready to buy or sell. Like, that's why you're following up, to stay reminding them of who you are and what you do. Email marketing, like build that database of people. So that's kind of, some of the strategies. Kind of hit on all this, right? I think that like the behind the scenes, the showing off everything that you do, like just, I'm telling you guys, any questions around lead generation for sellers? Does anybody understand that? Like, guys good? I'm gonna show you guys a video that I did. I went back, like last night I was like going through like older videos. 7 years ago was my first like listing video, and I got that at the end of this. I want to show you guys like what my first listing video was versus today. It's pretty crazy. But here's one right here. I don't even know if I could click on that. Can I click on that? I don't even know how to do that. Play. Let me see. Uh-oh. Let me get my computer.
Here are the 5 stages of getting your home sold. The first stage is meeting you, connecting with you, learning what your goals are, learning about your home, and putting the timelines together and going over all your options.
So you see, it's like all I do, like I did this with every single listing. I showed the process.
We're getting your house ready for sale. We gotta get this house looking as HGTV ready as possible, because guess what? All buyers think they want the full remodel home. Doesn't mean we have to do everything, but flooring, painting, we're gonna walk around our house and we're gonna see exactly what to do, what not to do, and like that, we're gonna execute these ideas to make sure your house looks the way we need to get you the offers that you're looking for.
A lot of the sellers I attracted were people that needed to fix up their homes. How many sellers need to fix up their homes? Most of them.
This house cleaned, we're getting it staged, and we're making this house look like it just came out of HGTV to where all the buyers are gonna wanna take a look at it. Stage 4. This is how we get your house famous, and this is how we let the world know about your home. Pictures, videos, 3D tours, everything that's going to be out there online, and get all the buyers coming to your home. Alright, so we're on the 5th and final stage. This is where the house goes live. We put it on the market, we get tons of buyers looking at the house and tons of offers. Writing, we accept it, and then guess what? Your home is sold.
So now what to do with that, right? But do you see how I had to like capture a whole bunch of content? Like with every listing that I go to, like every house needs work. And so like I like to like not go to these listings as much as possible. But when you're there and you're walking around the house with somebody, like take some pictures, take some videos. Oh, let me take a picture of that real quick. I need to think about this and on the like what we want to do to it. Like just start capturing content. At the end of the day, like maybe a couple months goes by, maybe they don't even list, but you have it all on your phone, and now you have all the befores. And now let's say you hired somebody to go do painting or flooring or whatever it is. Stop by real quick. You don't need Sebastian. Sebastian's awesome. You will need him. When you guys start to get some money, you guys start to, I didn't have a videographer like for the first 4 or 5 years of, like we just started having a videographer not that long ago, right? This was my phone, this was a tripod, so I think like it's just keep showing the process, like every step of the way. And now you could put together a video just like this, right? Like do this with every single listing. But guess what? You don't have a listing. So how do you do it? What do you think you should do? No, leverage one of our listings. Leverage one of our listings. Every listing that we have is yours. And I want you guys all to know that. Like, you have a listing, it's their listing. You have a listing, like it's their, like that's how like we really build and grow, and like that's what has really separated us for a long time. And you see it now, a lot of other teams starting to incorporate that. Like they're all starting to like share their listings, and I'm like, we did that first. But I want you guys to see, like just to give you guys an example right now, and I've already talked to Hector, there's a home right up the street that's vacant that needs updating. What do you think you should do? Go take some videos. Go talk about like what you're thinking about you're gonna do. Like show like that's, you're gonna generate a lot of listings. I'm telling you guys, but you're not gonna get it right away. You will, okay?
I have a question, Bill.
Mhm.
What if, in the process of marketing what we do, showing the process of listing someone's home and all that good stuff, what if someone asks, I guess I should ask too, will we be also mentioning that we cover the cost of these, like, cleanings and remodels, or?
So I think we had this discussion on an objection call where it depends on that seller, right? So like if it's gonna get me the sale and they don't have that much money and I know it's gonna make them 20, 30, 40, 50,000 or more, like I'm gonna front them a little bit of money or try to find a way that we could leverage some of our contractors or programs that are out there to make sure that they're not doing some of the things to lose money. So, but most times like I don't offer it unless they like need it. So I'm always like, hey, it's gonna cost this, it's gonna do this, like I never mention that I'm gonna front and cover cost. That's worst case. Well, I got to the point where we wanted to offer Compass Concierge, and I'm gonna show you. So with Compass, we had a concierge program that got hard at the end of like the way we could do it. And so like I would almost not even use Compass Concierge, and I would just like use my own money to front them. But I talked to lawyers, I talked to a couple of attorneys. I wanted to get my own system and our own program for this team, but we're not lenders. And so I didn't want to go down that road and have contracts signed. And so it was more of a trust basis and in writing, like text messages and emails, like, hey, I'm going to help you cover the cost of this painter, and you're going to pay me back at closing. Just want to make sure you agree. And they're going to be like, yes. And be like, got you. Like that's, that will hold up in court. Just letting you guys know. Let me show you guys this other one right here. This was probably one of my favorite videos. This one we broke this one down. We broke this into like 4 different videos. So that's how you leverage. So I did like each stage was its own video. And then this one, we like put them all 4 videos, all 4 episodes into one video.
Check out this transformation. Welcome to Project Instagram. After months of getting this house ready for sale, I couldn't be more happy with the way it came out. My goal is to make it easy for my seller, which means I handle everything from start to finish. Coordinating all the contractors, the landscapers, and getting all the staging set up. Planning out all the projects and making sure whatever we need to do, you're gonna 3x your return. Trust me, it's not easy when you're spending all that money and putting all that work into your house and not seeing any benefits from it. It takes time, yes, but I promise you, having patience will definitely pay off. We had to delay the marketing quite a few times with this property just because there was some projects that were not finished. It's best to wait rather than rush your house on the market, because guess what? You get one shot at putting the home all over the internet and getting buyers to come. If the buyers come and they see that there's some unfinished projects, then they're gonna offer you a lot less than if it was finished.
So as you guys can see, I mean, this was my bread and butter. Like I leveraged the hell out of showing the process, showing off who we are, what we do, over and over and over again. Guess who was all over YouTube, all over Instagram, all over Facebook, all over all these other platforms. Like they kept seeing me over and over again. That's where I want you guys to like start to get some of this content, and then we start to put some ads and some money behind this content and learning how to retarget these people so they can watch you over and over again. Because imagine you guys placing one ad, you guys have no followers yet, like as far as like being able to retarget. If you've never ran an ad, you can't retarget anybody right now. But you run one ad in this area or wherever area you're in, 15-mile radius, you could target people that are, searching homes on Zillow, and, you're targeting enough. But now you're running an ad to where you could actually retarget them to be able to like they're gonna watch it, and now you're building a database of people. So now the next video that you post, you could reach only those people that watch this video. And you do that over and over again, and you keep collecting and building that database. So now you have people that were attracted to you already off of one video or this third video or the 10th video, but you're building a database. You know how like we have email database and all this other data, you're also building a platform database where you're able to retarget. You guys see how that works? So, cool. All right, now you guys kind of learned a little bit of how to get that listing. That's how I get the listings. Now, how do you book the appointment? How do you get, like, that's the way to get the seller leads. How do you book that appointment? I think this is where, and we're gonna role play a little bit, but like really at the end of the day, it's like, how do you, like, using this AI, using this Shiloh, using objection calls, using role play calls, like, you gotta sharpen, because how often do seller leads come in? Come in often? No? So if you got one right now, are you ready to take that call? Are you ready to like answer it and try to book that appointment with that seller? Like that's where it's like, what if you strike out? How often is that next seller appointment gonna come in? So that's why it's so important to like make sure that you guys are really staying on top of game with the way you guys talk to these people. At the end of the day, it's all about just like the reason why I get a lot of listing, like I'll talk to a lot of sellers and they want to meet with me, is I give a lot more info than somebody else would. So I think that's another thing right there, is a lot of people just want to book that appointment. They want to book that listing, they want to go meet with these people. I'm over here trying to give value. I'm trying to like give them as many options right then over the phone, to where I'm saying stuff that nobody else mentioned, because they're all just focused on trying to get that appointment to meet with them to give that info, but I was giving them that info that they were asking for, the questions that they had, the objections. I was just giving it to them. And they'd be like, man, it sounds amazing. Like, how do you guys feel about, me coming over and I could kind of game plan and we could look at the numbers, like, nonchalant. Like that's, that's where a lot of people, they try to push appointments, go for value. Value, value, value. What if you don't book that appointment? You have their contact. Now you're staying in touch with them. Now you're CMAs, like, right? Like, so. The listing appointment. I wanted to pull up my high note because I wanted to show you guys exactly what my high note looks like and how I have the listing presentation. You guys have the book. That's something else that we have. But really, it's like when I'm, working with these people, I use that high note as my listing presentation. It has all the data, everything that I need to be able to handle any objections, to be able to give enough value for whatever all these different things are. So when somebody says, oh, what's your listing presentation? It's high note. Like that's what it is. So go in to high note. You guys have the logins and passwords. See what these high notes look like in these seller presentations. And now you could build it to your own, right? Like put your data in there, copy some of the data that we already have. You're going to include the CMAs, the seller net sheets, all your, your resumes, all your other listing videos, like all these different things that you have to like show off who you are. Okay. I like to, after the call, after I like just book that appointment, now you send them a message and be like, hey, it was really nice to connect with you. I just want to have you like learn a little bit more of who I am and how I could help you. Looking forward to this appointment at this day, this time. Google calendars, invites, text message that goes out, high note links that go out that tell you who you are, right? Like the same day appointment, like you text them again. Hey, just wanted to confirm our appointment. Can't wait to see you. Never ask, hey, is it still okay for me to meet today? Like you're giving them an option to like back out. Just say, hey, can't wait to meet with you guys today at 5 o'clock. See you there. Okay. This brand new swag bag, you guys know what that is. So you're just basically building that out. There's a big delivery coming, so there's more that's coming. So I want to go into the marketing and the strategies. So I want to talk about this story. You guys have heard it before, but like, dude, I just got 2 more Vallejo condos that are going to turn into maybe 30. Okay, this guy, years ago, 3-4 years ago, he sent me this listing. It was in Bay Point, super rundown, boarded up. Like, it was probably one of the worst neighborhoods in Bay Point. If you guys ever been to Bay Point, like there's really bad areas down there. One way in, one way out kind of stuff. But I went there, boarded up. I was like, what the hell? Like, how am I going to? So, dude, I went all out. Like, 3D tours, pictures, like HD. Like, I took down the boarded up, the boards from the windows just to take photos, and I put them right back up. Like, you know, like I showed off, like, because I didn't know who this guy was. Like, he's another agent in San Francisco, but doesn't want to handle these small deals. That deal, because I went all in and showed off, and this is what I always talk to sellers about when I'm there, when I'm at listing appointments. I say, look, like, I don't care if you have a $200,000 home or $1 million, $2 million. I'm going to advertise and market the hell out of your property the same. Obviously, I have a bigger budget when I have these higher prices, but I'm still going to do everything, the professional photos. Like, how many listings do you guys see that are out there that have cell phone pictures because the home is ugly? Like, those homes sit, and then turns into a flip because they don't know how to sell it. Right? So I think that's one of the things. But that listing has turned into $5, $6, $7 million in business because he's referred me all these other people now. It was almost like a little test that he gave me. And he just gave me 2 more condos literally yesterday. And I just ran some numbers for him. But he has somebody that has this 36-unit complex that they're turning into a condo. I guess it's like townhomes, and they just reinstated this HOA. But they're going to sell 2 and potentially start to sell all of them. They're all rentals right now. So I'm just telling you guys, like, that's, so it works. But like, I want you guys to just know, 3D tours, sometimes the homes suck and 3D tours do not work. What do you think 3D tours do, and why do we use them? Anybody have that answer?
To get the feel of the house?
What?
To get the feel of the house, like the layout?
Yeah, to get a feel, but it's still going to look ugly. So that's not the.
Get more visibility on Zillow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Out-of-state buyers, maybe?
Out of state. So it's the 3D tour. It's not necessarily for me to try to reach the buyers. It's a trick in the algorithm to rank the listing higher on all the search sites. Redfin, Realtor, Zillow. So if you do a 3D tour, Zillow wants to look good. So they want to produce listings that look good. That's why they do that Zillow showcase and all these different things. So if you do a video, 3D tour, and have professional photos and all these different things, like, the higher you rank. So when people are searching homes for sale in Hercules, like, if you have all those things, you're going to rank higher than the ones that don't have those things. So that's why it's important. How much do 3D tours cost, Sebastian?
You can get a 3D tour for anywhere between starting around $300 to max for a large house being around 500.
Yeah. So, but that's the kind of stuff that you want to talk to sellers about. You want to show these things. That's why I have this stuff in high note. So you don't forget it. You could, like, instead of just telling people through a presentation, the high note, you could click the button and it literally will bring up the 3D tour of a home. So they can see, oh, wow, that's amazing. Oh, look, this is a listing video. This is what we're going to also do. And then you're showing off a video. Right? Like, you're showing them. Like, that's the way you earn the business. That's why you got to show these people what you do, not just tell people. Show them. Okay? But like, I'm just telling you guys right now, like, the best way to get more listings is based off of your, like, the way I like to explain it to sellers is like, look, I'm going to market the hell out of your home because it's going to be a win-win for both of us. I'm trying to get more sellers and show off who I am and what I do and how good I am. But it's also going to get more eyes on your home because of how much your marketing stands out to everybody else compared to all the other homes in your neighborhood. You guys see how that works? And they're like, oh yeah, I like that, right? Another big mistake that I see when you put a home on the market. Sebastian, how many photos do you do, on one house? Like, let's say this last house. How many photos have you done?
So I personally don't limit the amount of photos that I take. So for Daniel's listing, I did 55 photos. For Waterleaf, I did close to around 70 something.
How many do you think I used? 30. Half, right? Like, that's, less is more. Like, I see way too many people do 3 photos of one little kid's room. Like, dude, you just made that room look super small. You just X'd out that buyer that said, oh, that room's too small, I don't want it. Their kid was watching and they're like, oh no, that's too tiny. You know what I mean? Like, so, but the less photos, the better. So like you guys want to limit how many photos you guys are showing. You want like a tease. You want a little teaser to get people to want to physically see the home. Because if you're not getting anybody physically to see the home, then why, you know, like I'm just seeing, like I see it a lot. Like I think MLS maxes you out at like 50 or something like that. But Zillow, you could have unlimited, right? So like that's where like you want to make sure like both, like don't put that many because you want to have that tease. And then this is another trick that I've been doing. And I heard this a long time ago and it makes super sense for me. I just saw another agent down in Silicon Valley correct Daniel and I just corrected him back because I didn't agree with it. Like, you know, like you tell a story through the photos. Like you're having people walk through the home but like, dude, if you have an amazing backyard or if your kitchen is amazing, are you gonna have them go through 20 to 30 photos to see that amazing photo of the backyard? You know what I mean? Because like, what if you lost them halfway through? So like for me and what I've heard and what I've been doing a lot the last couple of years, the first 5 photos, those gotta be the best photos that Sebastian took for that listing. And then you go through the front door and the tour and, you know what I mean? Does that like make sense? I see that mistake a lot. And so I think it's just like, we wanna grab attention. It's like our listing or our videos that we do. Like we have 3 to 5 seconds. How many people are like scrolling through Zillow and they're clicking all these buttons and like looking at all these photos? Like those first 5 photos, like you're trying to grab their attention to go to the, you know, look at everything else. Every week, switch up those photos. Every couple days. Who notices Netflix? And you guys have heard me say this, a couple of you guys, but I'll say it again. Netflix, when you're going on Netflix back in the day, you would always see the same cover photo, and always the same. Now these last, I don't know, couple months, they've been changing. I've been kind of doing what they're doing. I'm switching up the photos every couple days with a new listing, with the old listing. Because it makes it look like a new home for sale. You guys go on Netflix and you'll be like, oh, what's that one? Oh, that's that same video or the same show that I watched already. You guys notice that? Yeah. So that makes sense. It grabbed your attention on Netflix. So like that's the same thing with these listing photos is like make sure like you're staying proactive. And what you guys do, tell and show. Hey, just want to let you know like this is what we do when we have your home on the market and the reason why. You're trying to show off and like share like your strategy. Nobody like shares as all these details. So the more details and everything that you show, the better your listing presentation comes out. Okay, so I think that's important. Yeah, I think that's what I got for this.
And then I also wanted to mention for your open house this weekend, we got a lot of people walking in that were pointing that out. Oh, I ended up walking in because I saw the backyard since that was a cover picture. Almost everybody that walked in always mentioned the yard. They went straight to the back and, you know, they fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So that's what I heard a lot.
So here's my mindset when I'm walking in a listing appointment. I'm thinking about marketing. Like right off the bat, how can I market this home? What's different? What stands out? Because I'm thinking like, and I tell the sellers that, I'm like, hey, when I'm walking around your home, I'm seeing how I could get this house famous. Everybody has a house. Everybody can walk through a home. Everybody has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but what makes this one different? There's gonna be other homes that hit the market in Hercules. What makes this one different? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at the right angles with the drone. I'm looking at the right videos that I could come up with. I'm looking at all these different things, and don't keep it in your head. Like share what you're doing because like that's huge. Like to have somebody like know like they're like realtors are marketers. You have to market a home to get the offers that you want, and the offers that you get like that gets you more sellers to like you and share referrals and all that other stuff. So I think that's huge though. So like that's where it's like, yeah. So kind of like what you're just talking about. All right, launching the listing strategy around the offer deadline. There's so many different angles with this, so many different ways that you could go. I'm just gonna tell you my strategy. Like I said, there's a lot of strategies out there, right? There's so many different things that you could do. This is what's been working and been working really well for me, so I'm not gonna change it. Unless I hear something else from somebody else, and that's why you join masterminds with top agents around the country and see what everybody else is doing and all these other things to keep innovative. But this is what I do. So I have a brand new listing, and everything that I'm talking about that you're wanting to do, You share it with the sellers. Hey, what's the strategy? What are you thinking here? What do you want to do? Like, just don't do things without telling them. Like, everything works, okay? So with the deadline, I like to do, okay, we're going to launch it Wednesday. That way you have Thursday, Friday to syndicate to all the websites that are out there. You have enough days. If you try to put the house on the market on a Friday, you're not reaching every single website to get enough people to know about the open house on Saturday. So Wednesday is a perfect time. So you want to like try to get your photos done that week, have the weekend to get them edited, run an ad Monday, Tuesday to do coming soons, and then boom, Wednesday, because now you get an email from CCAR, the MLS, that says, hey, we don't see this on the MLS. And we see that you're advertising it. Okay, I'm sorry, boom, click live. Just a little trick about because there's been a big thing about, Compass and, what is that called? The corporation or the compliance thing. What is?
Whistleblower?
No, the off markets and the coming soons. They want to make sure that the house is on the market or on the MLS before you could even like talk about a listing. Like I had agents hating on me like all day. Like I would say, oh, I'm at a listing appointment, boo, and then they'd be like, get them. Like, and I'd be like, damn. Like, so there's people watching, and they'll hate on you and they'll tell on the MLS, and MLS will slap your wrist, and if you don't do it, they'll fine you, and the fine gets more and more, and then they'll kick you out. So just know. So I like to do the offer deadline TBD. So house on the market, it's live. Offer deadline to be determined, right? Because I like to just kind of gauge, like, what if you do a deadline for 2 weeks out? We're guessing, we're hoping, and we're praying. What if you do that, but then the first wave of buyers really liked it and they're willing to write an offer, and then guess what? Now, especially in this market right now, there's a lot of listings hitting the market. What if another home hits the market that next week, and now they want to go after that one, and they don't want to go after yours anymore? Okay, so, but what if you go through the first weekend and you don't get anybody that's interested in, or wants to write offers? Guess what? There's nothing hurt. Now you can set a deadline for that week after. Do another round of open houses, get more people through the door, and so that's kind of my strategy. So I like to do the offer deadline TBD. First round of open houses, people are like, oh, when are you guys looking at offers? Well, we're going to gauge the activity after this first weekend of open houses, but if you guys submit an offer that they like, they could take it. Because now, like, your goal in life as a listing agent is to get an offer. Because if you get an offer, now you leverage that offer to get another offer. And then those two offers, you get another, and now you can really push and try to squeeze people for as much as you can. It's a game. It's negotiating, so trying to get that higher list price. So I want to just show you guys kind of like what I like to do and how I like to do and why, right? So it's kind of just TBD, first round of open houses, Monday, Tuesday, you're getting a feel of the activity, who wants to write, who doesn't want to write. And if you get 2 offers and they're solid or close to being solid, you feel good about them, you need to let your sellers know, maybe it's not exactly what you wanted. Here's the risk, here's the risk or the pros, the cons. We could wait another week and do another round of open houses and hope to try to get something more. Maybe we do get something more. But what if we don't? And now these 2 buyers end up deciding to go after another house, and now we lost those 2 buyers, and then what if we end up with less than what we even started with? So do you guys, what do you guys want to do? It always has to be them. Your sellers, it's always their decision. Never say anything that you're telling them to do anything. Like, it has to be their idea. This is where people influence people, because you got to be the influencer of, like, you're trying to make something sound better than the other thing to get them to go with that thing, right? Like, so that's what you want to kind of talk about. You make this thing sound like a really good idea. What's the magic words that you want a seller to ask you?
When can you list my home?
No, like after you just talked about, the options of the pros and cons. Anybody have the magic words that you're looking for a seller to say?
When do I sign?
No. No, after you kind of go over options of like the pros and the cons of like not going with these offers versus going with another offer. What do you think we should do? That's what it is. What do you think we should do? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you a little bit of what I'm thinking, right? Because if they don't say that, then they're going to think what is good for them, and then they're going to like come off with, something else. So just want to show you guys what that looks like. Any questions around this? So I kind of went over this a little bit, but I want to just kind of touch base on, okay, now you guys are getting offers. I'm telling you, I'm step by step, and I hope this works for you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are getting offers on your listing. Boom, you just got them. Now what, right? So now it's like, okay, you want to leverage these offers. You don't want to scare buyers off. Because if you say the wrong things, you can say the wrong things to not get any offers. So you always want to get an offer. Be like, hey, we don't have any offers. Like, don't be scared to say the wrong thing. Like, you need to get an offer. No matter what, get an offer. Hey, we don't have any offers. I'm just letting you guys know, it's been after the open houses. We still don't have anything. Do you guys have buyers that are interested? Man, submit something. Give me something. Like, what do you guys got? Like, ask for some credits. I don't care. Like, I'll do what I can to get you in front of the sellers and make this work. Because now you get this offer on the table. Guess what? Now you're calling everybody else. Now you're going to say, hey, I got an offer, but it's not the best. It's not that strong. I think you guys still have a really good opportunity. We have one offer that my client's not excited about. So that's kind of the wording, the strategies of what I say and how, you talk to these sellers. So that's the way, but now you could drum up another offer. It's a little bit higher than this offer. Guess what you could do to this offer? Go back to that person. Leave this person alone. They're the highest. You can't mess with them. They're the highest. So now you go back to the lowest offer and you go back to them and now you push them. Hey, just want to let you guys know, we got something above you guys. Are you guys in the game? Do you guys want this? Like, you guys are going to have to get above this. You're going to have to push. Guess what? Now they come up. Boom. Now you go back to the other offer and say, hey, just want to let you guys know, we got something better. And now you keep going back and forth. The trick is you can't go back and forth too many times. If you go back too many times, then they're thinking you're playing games with them. So it's psychology. It's like the emotional, because what you're saying to this agent, they're saying to their buyer. So that's where, so you get the buyers that think they could get it, to get that offer in hand. Maybe they can get it, but I'm just worried about getting an offer. They probably can't get it because maybe they're just writing something small. The thing is now you get these other offers and you leverage these offers. Never mess with the top offer until you have something that could compete and beat that other offer. And now you can go back to it. Does that make sense?
What's the rally like back and forth? How many?
2 to 3. 3's really squeezing. You're squeezing. Because what if, they're like, oh no, we're out. Okay, cool. Well, you still have this other one that, so yeah. Any questions around kind of like the offer? The other thing too is get a second opinion on all their financing. You need to make sure every offer that you're about to.
Just on your first point, so if agents are calling you and they're saying they told you, do you guys have any offers? What's the activity like? And the listing is actually slow, no interest, no disclosures pulled, no offers. How are you responding to that?
So if there's no offers or anything like that?
Yeah.
So I say, hey, no, I'm glad you called. I'm glad your buyers are interested. Look, we don't have any offers on the table right now. I think, my clients really want to sell this home. They're really motivated. Like, do you have somebody that's interested? Like, where are you guys at? What are you guys thinking? So they basically try to egg them on, not egg them on, but dude, we don't have it. Get me something. What are you guys thinking? Do you guys need closing costs? Do you want to come in a little bit lower? What do you guys want to be at? Your goal is to get offers. Now get offers in front of the seller so be like, hey, I did my job. I got offers on the property. So, second opinions, huge, 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 huge. The worst thing that could happen is you're in escrow and that loan fall through. And now you got to go back to your seller and say, hey, this buyer that we accepted their offer, they don't qualify. We have to put it back on the market and start over again. That is a very, very bad conversation. How come we found out that they didn't get this qualification at the beginning? How could we find out sooner? How could we, it's your fault. It's your fault, not the buyer's fault. It's your fault that this qualification didn't go through. Everything is your fault. Just know, you guys, when you're the agent for somebody, everything, you're the sun. So everything goes around you. So
No, go ahead. I'll just let you go over.
hey.
I would say, what are some questions that you'd be asking their buyers
I wouldn't ask them anything. I would have my lender call their lender. I have Grace calling all day. I'm like, hey, can you call this lender? See what's up.
Speak the language.
Yep. But hey, I'm representing the seller. I'm helping them with the financing. You know, it looks like you guys wrote an offer. Just wanted to ask a couple questions for you. You know, I work with the Davis team with Colleen. Is it okay if I ask you guys like, you know, some questions on the financing?
Is that what you mean by the encouraging the seller to get a second opinion, like having your lender or?
It's not to steal the business. No, it's to make sure that they qualify.
Okay.
It's to hey, we just want to make sure we get a second opinion, make sure that they are 100% qualified. A couple things that you could ask them. The thing is, like, a lot of things could be hidden, right? Like, they could not catch things, and it's the lender's fault because they're not experienced enough because they missed something when they pre-approved that buyer, and the underwriters caught it. Just letting you guys know, the lenders that you see out there in the Instagram world are not the bank. The banks are the underwriters. They're salespeople. Lenders are salespeople just like us. They could miss things too. So that's why it's important working with people that are very experienced to know what underwriters are going to catch them before the underwriters catch them. So you could have a lender be like, oh yeah, they're good, woo, woo, woo. They turn it into the underwriters and, oh, damn it. Sucks.
How often are you using backup offers
How often?
for a situation like this? We can get
I mean, I'm not, honestly, but I've seen some of us get backup offers accepted. So I'm not saying it doesn't work. I've never accepted a backup offer. I just know I could go back to them if a deal is about to fall apart. So if I ever hear things about a deal falling apart, guess what I'm doing? Before I call the sellers, I'm calling all these other buyers like, hey, who's ready? Who wants to ride? Like, let's go, come on. And then never call a client with a problem without a solution. Ever, ever, ever. I had this lender that used to do that to us all the time. She would always be like, man, we have a problem, Bill. We got this situation. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Like, what do you mean? Like, so like, always call a client with the solution with the problem. So like, before you find out, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, cool. Yeah, I think that's it for handling offers. Any other questions? Do you have? Good. Pricing strategies. The best line to use with a seller, you can never list a home too low. The market will always pay what it's worth. The market doesn't lie. That is the truth. Okay? That's the line you guys want to use when you guys are talking to sellers. Look, we'll never be able to list too low. The market will never let this be too good of a deal. Like, buyers are going to pay what this place is worth. They see the same comps we see. They see what we see. Like, they see the value. They see the Zillow. They see the comps. They see, like, they're going to write offers based off of what they see in the value. And then when we have all these offers, like, we're going to bump them up as high as we can get them to go. I can't push somebody higher than what we want versus what they want. That's the market. So as always, the lower the better. The lower you could get a seller to go, the better. And sellers are scared as shit to price low. They're like, I don't want to list that low. Why do you think there's a lot of cancellations and expireds? Their agents accepted them for pricing it too high, and they don't sell. You guys see that? So you're taking a listing to sell it. And this is the game right here that you guys need to really get good at, because like if you don't price the home right, then it's, dude, you have a listing that just is not selling and it's not fun. So I think it's huge. One of the things that, you know, and this is some of the things that you want to say, right? But looking at the trends. So when you're looking at comps, you could always find trends that's happening in that neighborhood for those homes in the market. So I like to look for like, what are people pricing their homes at starting wise, and what are they actually selling for? What are they listing for? What are they selling for? What are they listing for? Oh, look at these homes over here. Man, they guessed wrong. They price reduction, and they finally sold for this. But it took them 60 days. These are all the things that you want to show your sellers when you're sitting down with them talking about numbers and pricing. But you'll always be able to see like a common theme. Like you'll see like 5 homes. Like let's say the home we think is worth between $600 to $650 in comps world. But you see all these homes that priced at $599. So, and then they sold for $620 630, 615, but they all listed at 599. They sold for a week or two. So that's the trends that you want to show them. Like, look, do you guys see what is working? If we try to guess, we might guess wrong, and now we're working backwards. You guys see that? So always price low. Never tell people anything. Show people. Show everything.
Is this something that you should add to your high note for the presentation, or should you kind of like tie, essentially just how you can market the home, these important factors in the conversation, I guess, essentially when you're talking?
So this is going to be in my cloud CMA that I build out on the MLS. That's incorporated into my high note.
Okay.
Real quick on that, you might go to an area that has no internet. So make sure you open up the high note and click all these links before you go to the property.
Question. So you say when you say list low, what do you mean low in comparison like to what comps say? What is low compared to?
So the options, and I have a role play to kind of touch on this, but there's 3 different strategies that you could use to list a home. You could price high, look for that needle in a haystack. Maybe we have a unique property. Let's guess. Let's try to figure that out. All right. Let's price it as high as we can. Or we fair market value. Where do we see it? Okay, maybe that's 625. Like, okay, let's list at 625. We're guessing. Like whenever you have to be like, where do you think we should be? Like we're guessing. So I think that's where, like you could guess wrong. You could guess right? But like you could guess wrong. Or we price it below what that value is to get the attraction, to get multiple buyers, more buyers through the door. The more buyers we get through the door, the more offers we receive. The more offers we receive, the higher the price we get. The buyers are going to tell us what this home is worth today, not guessing and waiting a month. That make sense?
So the fair market value, in what market would that be appropriate?
Like whatever you kind of see with like a Zillow's estimate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what's that average? Where do you see the comps kind of selling at?
Like, I know for you, like, you'll always price it low, but like 2 questions, let's say you have a client who's very tight, like their break-even point is very tight, or they're really stubborn on a certain price and they refuse to list it low, so then you kind of have to go to fair market route.
So that, yeah, I was going to kind of hit on that a little bit, but you got to be your own judge on that. Are you wasting your time or is this going to work? The other piece to that is, because we've had some agents, I think one of our agents had this listing in Oakland. I told her, don't take it. Don't. Stop. Cancel it. Like, no more. She worked it. It never closed. Like, I saw it. So it's like all that time of working and trying to get it, it never worked. So I think you got to make sure, what's the reason why they're selling? What's that motivation? And then kind of work it into their minds, at that appointment and when you're talking about pricing, about hey, just want to let you guys know the pros and the cons. I'm going to try this for you guys. I'll try high. Let's go. You guys want to listen to me? Let's go. I'll show you guys. And then, but I want you guys to re-listen to me in 2 weeks if we're not getting any offers or any showings. Can we go back to this conversation? Yeah, okay. So you almost work in a price reduction already before having to have that conversation. So I've had a lot of listings where sure, let's go high, whatever, let's guess. They don't listen. How many buyers do we work with that don't listen? It's education, right? It's sellers, same situation. So, yeah, does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I was just going over. Basically, you're going to find out what the home is worth today versus later. What if you do price it wrong? And this is some of the tricks that I've been talking to some of them, and it actually worked for some of us lately. Dollar price reduction trick. Why do we do a dollar price reduction trick? It's because it sends out a notification again, letting everybody know that the home is still available. So a buyer searching in a certain area, a certain price range, they're going to get a notification, brand new listing hit the market. What if they don't like it? It sits. They're not getting any more notifications, you guys. So guess what? Maybe they did kind of show some interest, but they didn't want to go view it. Or maybe they didn't want to write an offer. You do a $1 price reduction after 2 weeks, it sends a notification out. Boom, hey, this home is still available, guys. We're still here, right? So that's what that is. It's just to kind of like rattle it a little bit. The other big mistake that I see a lot of agents do is they do small price reductions. Big, big, big. I see people do, depending, like, so let's say under $1 million, let's 5, 10, 15, 20,000, $30,000 price reductions are very small. Like that's not not moving the needle. That's not gonna do the trick. You're still guessing. Like you're gonna keep guessing. And then you gotta do it again after another couple weeks and you're guessing again. You're guessing again. So I think that's one of the other things. It's like you're chasing the market. Because guess what happens? Now another home's gonna hit the market and they see that yours is sitting. Guess what they're gonna do? Undercut you and price lower than you, and now they get all the attention. And yours is still priced high. Now you gotta get, now you're chasing. You know what I mean? So like that's where, the other thing to think about and to help educate a seller in regards to this is they're gonna basically, like search sites are in $25,000 to $50,000 increments. So like you could adjust your prices based off of increments. So what if you adjust your price and you didn't even touch the next increment? You're touching the same buyers that still didn't want that home. So talk to your sellers and say, hey, we want to make sure we reach a new group of people. We got to price it below these increments. That makes sense? And so that's a good way to explain it to them. But that's where it's like you let them know, hey, I understand that, you know, we priced a little, you know, high and we tried to get it. But look, I know that you guys want the most that you can. If we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, we're not moving the needle. Like it's not grabbing attention. Like we're going to keep guessing. We could risk this and guess. We might guess right, but why take a guess when we could try to, you know, get the answer right away? Like we price aggressively low, get that attention that we want. And like, I feel like if we price it at this price, we're going to get at least 1 or 2 more offers. And now I could work those offers to come up to where we want them to be and what the market's willing to pay. And then now it's up to you guys if you guys want to accept that offer or not. But my goal is to get you guys some offers. Does that make sense? And then they're going to be like, yeah, and then they're going to fight you. And look, they're the boss. And you tell them that. You're the boss. You guys are the owners. Like, you guys are telling me what to do. I'm here to help you guys. I'm just letting you guys know we sell a lot of homes, we have a lot of listings. What you guys are trying to do, what you guys keep doing, it's not working. And I don't want you guys to fail. So like, you know, I'm highly suggesting that we don't do that and we should try to do this. Like, let's find out right now what your home is worth and not keep guessing and waiting when we'll end up at the price. Because the longer your home sits on the market, you are losing value. Because now you're stale. Nobody, like imagine being a buyer and checking out a home that's been sitting on the market for 1 month. What are you going to do? If you're a buyer, what are you going to do with that home? So like you talk to them that way. That's how you educate them and you show them. Showings. If you're not getting showings, you're priced wrong. If you're getting a couple showings a week, you're priced okay. Educate your clients. Hey, we're getting some showings, we're good. Like, be patient. Be patient, it's taking a little bit longer. You have a unique feature in your home that's not, you know, you got an overpass, you're next to a freeway. Like, there's some unique situations that it does take homes longer. But as long as you're getting showings, just leave it alone. Don't do too much. $1 price reductions, keep switching out the photos, that kind of stuff. And then all these showings, you're letting them know about, hey, give me an offer, give me something lower. We'll give a credit. We'll pay for 6 months of the HOA. We'll do this, we'll do that. Like, get an offer going, okay? If you're not getting showings, that's something that you tell them, hey, we're not getting any showings. Like, I can't sell your home if we're not getting any showings. We need a price, adjust the price. Cool? And this kind of like, the more you stay in contact with them, the more you're updating them on everything that you do from the day one, in the showings every day, the open houses. It's making a better case for you to get a price reduction easier. Cool? Everybody good on time? I heard it, I know. You're not gonna hurt your feelings. You guys can bounce. No. Managing the listing appointment process. So, first thing you do when you walk through the door, knock, knock, knock. Hey, how you guys doing? You guys ready to sell your house? That's like a trick that I learned like a long time ago. Hey, you guys ready to sell? Boom, you walk in the door, it kind of breaks the ice a little bit. Oh yeah, I don't know if we want to sell yet, right? Like, oh, I'm just playing, I'm just here to help you guys, right? Now you're walking through the door, now you're gonna say, hey, show me around. Show me what you guys have. Show me, show me like the features, like show me like the house, like walk, because you don't want to just hurry up and go sit down, like, because now it's like business to business, like walk around, let them show out, like give me the upgrades, like, hey, is it okay when I'm walking around as I act like a buyer? Is it okay that I kind of point out things that a buyer would in this market? I want to make sure I don't offend you if I mention anything. Is that okay? So get permission before you start talking shit about their house. Don't start talking shit about their house and then they're going to be like, man, screw you. I spent a hell of time on this home. Okay? So make sure that you guys get that permission. So it's huge. Okay? Hey, can I walk around this home? Can you guys show me everything that you guys did? Any repairs maybe you could point out? Let me see what you guys have. Is it okay if I walk around as a buyer in this market and I point out some negatives and some things that I would suggest that we should probably do? I don't want to offend you. Oh, no, it's okay. Cool. Now you just got permission to talk mess about their home. Do it carefully. Do it carefully. Like I said, you don't want to talk mess about something that they just did that you're like, that was hella ugly. Why'd you guys do that? Right? But walking around the home, you're building that rapport, you're building that connection, you're getting to know them, you're building that personal connection one-on-one. Like, spend 20 minutes walking around their home, 30 minutes, an hour, like depending on how big this home is and how much they want to show you. The more you're with somebody, the better. Right? That game of like being in and out like fast is over. Like we need to spend time with these people and build that connection strong.
I was gonna say one thing I learned from Daisy when I chatted her, like taking photos during that time. It's like you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. You're giving the feedback, but also taking pictures because I've utilized those photos for contractors too.
Yep. Yeah. And that kind of goes back with the marketing. Remember what I was saying? You're walking around and you're taking photos and videos, but it's also, yeah, no, for sure. Hey, is it okay if I take a picture of this real quick? I'll show the process too, right? Like walking around, I'm walking with the seller, walking around with the seller, looking at their home of what things they need to do to fix up. It's content. When you're sitting down, after you get done walking around the home, it's awkward, if you don't say anything. So then it's just like, hey, is it okay? You have a table that I can sit at. Boom, you sit at the table. What if they don't have a table? What if they have like couches or they like just the TV's on? So again, it's like a hoarder's house, like it just smells, like, like there's some weird situations that you go into. But try to find a place where you can actually sit down and talk.
So how do you handle those situations where like the house is tore up, they don't want to pay you, like how do you even make those kind of things?
I'll go into that. I'm going to touch on that a little bit. But what I want to say though is make sure you just try to find a little spot to sit and have that conversation. Sit on the couch, like if they want to sit on the couch, like, but don't be afraid to tell them to turn the TV off. Okay? Like, hey, is it okay if like we turn the TV off like a little bit? Like kids, like it's a business conversation, right? So when you're doing that, now you're sitting down, now you say, okay, what are we trying to do here? What's your goal? What's your game plan? Like, what are we trying to figure out? What are our timelines? What are we trying to, like all these different things. Now you're asking all the questions, just like a buyer consultation. Now it's a seller consultation. And now you're just asking all these questions. And now you're going over all these options. Now you're talking so the more options you give somebody, the better. Just like a buyer, right? Same thing. After the appointment, recap of everything. So like put all those notes into AI, ChatGPT, and say, hey, make a nice little recap email of everything that we talked about with timelines, everything that we need to do on the home. I think we have some sample emails that I sent in the drive that you just copy and paste that stuff and just switch out. I use the same exact email that I send out after every listing appointment. I just switch out different things. That make sense? So text, hey, it was really awesome meeting with you guys. The other thing too, this is how I earn all the business. If I don't get a listing appointment signed right then and there, which I don't, like a lot of you guys have been with listings, I don't bring the listing agreement with me right then and there. I'm very different. Like I said, I'm not like everybody else. If somebody wants to work with me, they're gonna work with me. I don't wanna work with somebody that second guesses me and signs after I leave. Like, I don't wanna work with that person. Like, you're gonna work with me or not? Boom, okay, awesome, let's do this. A handshake, I'm good, like, let's go. Bids, I start working on bids, I start working for them. I start like going, like, you know, like the thing is, you know, I'm already like hired before they hired me. So I think that's where it's like I'm doing so much for them, they're assuming that I'm already working with them. Paperwork is not gonna like have me work for somebody or not. But here's the other thing, before you start doing any work or you start doing like something, hey, I'm gonna have my office get in touch with you, they're gonna send over the listing agreement, they're gonna get the paperwork started on that side of things, so we can kind of get things going on that side, and then we're gonna focus on the bids and get the contractor work and all that other stuff. Cool, bye. Nonchalant, it's nonchalant, like, it's not formal, like, here, sign this, you don't sign it, right? Like,
My team will, but I'm in the back, right?
I'm confident that I'm gonna get the listing, and I'm like, nobody's gonna come in here and beat me. Here's another trick that I've learned. If you know that they are gonna interview other agents, ask to go last. Hey, are you guys interviewing other agents for this? Yeah, we have like a couple other people. Okay, is it okay if I come last? When's your last appointment? Can I come after them? Because now they heard all their stuff, and now you're coming in, and you could have a faster appointment because they already got gamed up. You're just talking about what you do differently and how now, like, hey, now that you heard everything, you're gonna ask for the commitment. How do you guys feel now? You guys feel like I'm gonna do the job for you guys or what? Let's go. I'm ready to like make this happen. Like confidence, like experience, like, so that's how I do this.
Quick question. So I know you say, before you go on any listing appointments, definitely take somebody that's very familiar and well versed with how the appointment goes. Let's just say for any reason you find yourself in a situation or opportunity where you're gonna be doing that listing appointment, but you've never done a listing before. You don't bring any or sign anything. Are you saying, just having that verbal or physical agreement, just make sure you circle back with the team and then kick it from there with getting the actual agreement signed and
Yep.
basically hitting the ground running?
That whole flow. I started working for them. Right after that, I say, hey, I got the painter could come at this time. Hey, I got the floor guy come at, I got a handyman that could come at this time. What time works? And be there. Try to show up. Show up and boom, now you got a second appointment with them and now you're building more connection. Like, hey, once they're ready to start moving forward and get things going, now I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get the office set up, like they're gonna get the paperwork going and all that good stuff. And that's when they ask about commission. You know you did a really good job when they never ask about your commission at the listing appointments. And then I send over a listing agreement with 3% commission, and then most of them don't even ask or even question it.
Sometimes sellers will ask, what do you think my house will sell for? And then, be drawn to go for the listing agent that says the highest price. When they ask you, what do you think I can sell for? What do you answer?
Like, look, you're the boss. You're the boss. I'm here to work with you. I'll give you my suggestions, but, ultimately, like, you're gonna be the decision maker. Well, let me show you. Let me show you. Here's the comps. Here's like what these things look like. Here's, so like that's kind of, I would show them the data and then go more into like, what do you guys think we should list at? Not what we say. Like me or another agent can't say what your home is going to list for. Like it's impossible. What do you think we should list at based off of what we're seeing in the market and everything selling in your neighborhood? So if you're thinking you could sell for this, where do you see that at? So I would kind of go more into the education part of it. If you have somebody that could list it for higher, like where are they getting that data from? Look, I'm open. I'll try it. Let's go. Put it out there for a week or two. But just know, like if we don't get anything, I tried, but I told you so. So don't lose it over that. For commission, another thing just to talk about like how I fight that one. Like, look, I never want to lose a listing or you hiring me based off of a commission. So that's the line I like to use. Hey, I never want to lose a listing or you like having that decision of hiring me based off of a commission and getting that. If a commission's in the way of you hiring me or not, I never will let that get in the way. That's the line I like to use. Well, what are you going to charge? Right? Like they're going to start asking that stuff. Like, look, everything that I do, most agents are not going to do. I put my commission back into your home. This is a win-win scenario, you guys. I'm going to market the hell out of your home more than anybody else. I put a lot of money behind it, 3Ds, ads, all this other stuff, but it's because I'm also trying to get more business from this. But it also helps you get more business. So the commission I'm charging, I put way more back into it. So it's like you cutting my commission short, like, or you paying less to somebody else, like how much are they actually going to put into it? I'm here to get you guys some eyes, more people through the door. So like that's.
So kind of a two-part question. What if they're not willing to put anybody into the home or like very little to update it?
Yeah.
And then secondly, if they do agree to updates, do they have to agree on the bids? And you have to like shop them at different quotes and all that stuff?
Yeah. So let me hit on that real quick because I think that's we're about to hit on that slide. So real quick, show up on time. Never show up to a listing appointment late, 5 minutes late. Like if you're running late, things happen. You better message them. Hey, I'm running a little bit behind. I'll be there at this time. ETA is this, or you know what I mean? But try to get there on time. Like also make sure you park correctly. Don't be parking all crazy. Like don't block their driveways. Like try to park like in an open area and you got to walk to, you know what I mean? Like clean car, present yourself. Here's the other big thing. Dress for that price range. Dress for the price range. So like, don't show up down to Richmond wearing a 5-piece suit. 4-piece, 3-piece, like, you know what I mean? Like polo, slacks, nice dress shoes, you're good, right? You go to $1 million listing, say you go to Concord, Walnut Creek, you better put a suit on. You better put some, dress nice. Okay, like present yourself. Go to a $4 million listing, you better put on, all that stuff. Put a tie on. No. Yeah, so I just want, another thing too, here's a trick that I learned from my last broker. If somebody offers you something, take it. Like if they offer you a drink, some food, snack, like whatever, like say yes. Because like in some cultures, it's disrespectful if you say no. You're in their house, but also like you're building a connection. Like what if they bring out a snack? Like I've seen some of you guys, you should have had like dinner or, and Eric. Like I'm telling you, like, dude, you're there to earn the business. You're there to get the business. So if somebody offers you anything to drink, always say yes, even if you just had a whole bunch of water in the car. Like they offer you something to drink, sure, I'll take something, thank you. Yes. What would you like? Water? Okay? Just telling you guys. If I offer you a beer, drink a beer. Be like, only if you have one with me. Okay? Just little things like that. I'm going to skip the role play stuff because we kind of already been hitting on this. Staging versus not staging. This is where if a home is beautiful and it is remodeled and it is super clean and it is vacant, stage that. If the home is outdated and not that nice, I probably wouldn't stage it. It's like putting a lipstick on a pig, like that saying. Like you're not going to get your money back for staging a home. So like that's the way you can do virtual staging. Okay, virtual staging is way less. So like when somebody asks me, but if it's like beautiful and it's a model, and, like you could really shine that and make it look nice. Like if it's, so just kind of be aware of that. Like I don't want to go too deep into that. So here's 3 options for preparing the home. So I think this is a big question mark for a lot of people. What should we do to the home? Look, you could sell as is. I've lost a listing because I wanted them to fix up the home and not lose money. And they didn't want to. They wanted to sell as is. They went with somebody else that said that they didn't have to do anything. Learned my lesson. So make sure you always present, hey, we don't have to touch anything. We can sell it as is, but just know that there's a price that comes with that. Small, medium, or large. When they offer you popcorn, like, you know what I mean? Like, which option do you want? So it's medium, clean and move-in ready, right? Don't fix nothing up. Don't update anything. Just get this place as clean as possible so somebody doesn't have to do anything when they move in and like they're gonna pay you way more than like that's the direction to go. So maybe they do have to put in some new carpet or clean the carpets. Maybe you got to put a little bit of paint. Get it to where somebody can move in and not have to touch anything. Doesn't mean it has to be updated. You can still have a 1970s kitchen and bathrooms. Okay. The other option is a full flip. Like full flip means you're renovating the entire thing. There's different returns for each one. There's different timelines that go for each one. So you want to make sure you're talking to people about each option and the timelines that are involved. Like if you want to flip your home, be aware that it's going to take a long time, like contractors. And so if we have time, but like if you want to squeeze every single penny, we got to do it all. The line I like to use is like, we can't remodel a bathroom, or like let's say you remodel a bathroom, but you have an old kitchen. You're not going to get any money back from that bathroom remodel. It's still outdated. Yeah, your bathroom looks nice, but you have an old kitchen, so it makes no sense to like just leave it. Or if you do something, start to update everything. It's a domino effect, is the way I like to say it. Like once you do one thing, you're gonna do this thing, and then you gotta do this thing, and then you gotta do this thing. Another trick too is don't open up walls. For tubs, stuff like that, toilets, be very careful. Because the moment a seller and you see something that you don't wanna see, it's all bad. Because now you have to disclose it, you gotta repair it, which could be costly, but behind showers, I think is probably the best, easiest thing to like, don't open up that shower and put a shower pan. Oh, it's only gonna cost a couple $100 to put new shower pans. You just open up the wall and now you just exposed all this dry rot. What you don't know, you don't know. Okay? So one thing that I always do, when you're at the appointments, take pictures. Take a lot of pictures, send them to us, and I'll let you guys know what we need to do to that home to fix it up. A lot of you guys do that too, and they'll send it over. Okay? Does that help answer the property and the conditions? So over-promising on price, poor communication. You want to, buyers or sellers, the best way to earn business is be fast to respond to everything. Like somebody texts you, you better get back to them. Don't text them after you're showing with another client. Like text them back fast, like boom. Like we all got our phones on them. I hate it when I text my friends and they don't text me back for hours when I hang out with them and I see them on the phone all the time. Shit annoys the hell out of me. They were like, bro, you didn't even get back to me. I see you, like, you come and hang out with me and you're on the phone all day. Like, oh, what the heck? Like, just ignored me. Don't do that to your clients. And then just follow up. Like, I'll kind of go into it a little bit. Oh, sell and buy. I wanted to touch on this real fast because this is who likes to make extra money. Sell and buys. I mastered this. This was my game. Like, I loved selling buys. Like, you make double the commission, you work with one client. It is hard. It is a challenge. But as long as you know the process and the systems involved, like it could flow the way you need to. You need to be able to process or be able to educate your clients the right way to know the different options on when they're selling and buying. But like one of the biggest things that I see that sellers make is they always want to go after a home before they're ready to buy that home because they need the money out of this home. So the only way they could do that is they need to have a lot of equity in their home and they could do a hard money, or they could do, or they have to do a contingent sale. Those are basically the two options. So I think when you guys have sell and buy situations, like you guys need to reach out to this. Don't try to do this on your own. Maybe you've done it once or twice. Like there's still a lot of jumps and hurdles. I've done a lot of them. So like that's where bounce this stuff off of us. Like, hey, I have a sell and buy client. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're able to show these options in front of somebody and have them all on the table, and you let people know like, hey, when you guys are looking to sell and buy, I need to put you in a position to be able to buy first. Because like you guys are going to find something you like and your home isn't even on the market, nobody's going to take your offer. We need to get your house on the market. We need to like lock a buyer in. And here's the line I like to use. Just because we lock a buyer in and we haven't found anything we like, this is your goal, not theirs. They have to wait for you to find what you were looking for. Worst case, you don't find anything that you like, they back out. Guess what? We'll find another buyer and take your time finding what you guys want. I'll tell you right now, the universe works in some good ways where you start moving in the right direction, you're going to find what you want. Happens every time. I do this a lot. Okay? Any question around this? Kind of going faster through things, but Selling buys. Just make sure you bounce that stuff off of us.
What was the screen before that? That you can follow.
That's just the follow-up strategies. Our offer to win more. Oh, that picture didn't go up. So we cover the cost for moving. Dude, $2,000. You guys are about to make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on people selling and buying at the same time.
Is there a team we work with?
What?
Is there a moving team company that we work with?
Man, see, Leo just left. He just lost his opportunity. And, you know, yeah, there's movers that we have. One, yeah, he did move me. He actually helped me, but we have others. Yeah. But so make sure you get this. Hannah had a client that tried to take advantage of it. I have a lot of clients that try to take advantage of this, and then they try to, wrap every fork and do that. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're trying to take all my money. Like let's do the basics. So we have this agreement where it's like, dude, they got to live within a certain area. They got to buy something within a certain amount of time frame. So this is in the drive. I also just posted it in Slack, okay? Here's a video that I just made, or I didn't just make, but here's another way to like talk about selling and buying. So like when you guys have somebody that you help sell, do a video that are selling and buying with you.
Or even just buying a home and moving from where you're at and moving. So that's why I take that off of the
Showing people, I'm not just telling people, I'm showing people.
that, I'm able to negotiate the buyers to rent the property back to them after closing. So they were able to stay here for a couple of weeks for free after we close, so they have the money to
So I don't want to go too deep into that, but a process, okay? Process. Let me show you guys the evolution of listing videos. So this was 7 years ago. Like before there was no videos, Bruno was on my team. We had Marcus's, we had a nice little camera like this, and we would always we would share it. We would share it and we would be like, oh, let's take this, and I'd over here, here's the angles. I was trying to figure out the right angles, and we were taking our own photos and editing them and all that. Nobody was even doing videos, and then they started coming out with these slideshow things. I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's start making a little slideshow videos. So this is what listing videos used to be 7 years ago. I edited it, custom. This was the shit back then. People saw this and they were like, oh shit, look at that listing. Look at that. Woo! See that? There's some people that still do that. Compass has this auto generator that does this for you, and it was the shit. I'm like, bro, this is weak. Little taglines, little captions. That was my listing video. That's what I would present, and it was different. Nobody else was doing this around here. And then now we've evolutionized.
County looking for a brand new build. I got something better for you.
Right? It's changed. The game has changed. Show off who you are, how we market. I want you guys, every listing video opportunity, you guys got to come and do your own videos. You guys have to have your own resume. Build your resume of different things that we're doing. Okay? That's it. We got through it. That was a lot of data, a lot of content. One thing to end on though, and I always tell people, look, it's working with buyers, working with sellers, it's the same damn process. It's just different conversations, but the pipelines are the same thing. It's still, you meet with the seller today, it will take them 6 months or a year to finally sell a home. Just like a buyer, right? We meet with a buyer, it's gonna take them 3 months, 6 months, a year to actually buy. It's the same thing with sellers. So it's all about pipeline. So now you have a pipeline for buyers, you got a pipeline for sellers, and now you have nice solid pipelines. You got one listing every quarter, once a month, that's popping off from people that you met with 6 months ago, a year ago. You know what I mean? Anything else? Did I miss anything? I think that was the whole flow.
Have you ever had a listing where you put money in for renovations and then you figure out market?
Yeah, a couple times I've fixed up a couple homes and they've actually decided to stay because I've made it look nice. They pay me back.
With no problem?
Yeah, think it happened like 2 times, maybe 3 times. I've had other situations where they didn't pay me back.
What'd you do?
And that's not what I did. It's what an agent on our team did that messed up, and we got sued, and I lost like $10,000 because we fixed up their house, and it was the way they wrote up contracts, didn't check the right boxes. The sell and buys are important, you guys. Like, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of contingencies, a lot of protections. Don't try to do it alone. Like, you got to make sure that there's like a little box in the offer or a little box in the seller thing, like contingent on replacement property. And if you take an offer and you don't have that little check box and something happens with the home that they're in contract with that they're about to move into, now you're stuck having to sell. Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. So it wasn't all the agent's fault, but a little bit. Cool? We good? Nice. All right. Sounds good. Hey, let's go get some listings. That's all she wrote.